called him a terrorist, a savage, a threat to civilization. But he wasn't fighting for power. He was fighting because the U.S. was trying to wipe his people off the map. And when they couldn't kill him in war, they destroyed the one thing his people couldn't live without. With the buffalo gone, starvation set in. The Lakota were being forced into surrender, but Crazy Horse refused. Even in surrender, the U.S. feared him. They spread rumors that he was planning an uprising. They whispered lies to Lakota leaders, turning allies into enemies. They lured him to Fort Robinson with promises of peace. But it was a setup. When he arrived, soldiers surrounded him. Crazy Horse knew what was happening. He fought back. He struggled to break free. And then, a bayonet was driven into his back. He didn't die in battle. He was assassinated while resisting captivity. They thought killing him would break the Lakota.
Crazy Horse had a really crazy life. Did you know that? One of the crazy stories from his life is that him and a woman named Black Buffalo Woman, they ran away together, and she was married, and then her husband came back and shot him in the face. He survived. Follow for more. Crazy Horse had a really crazy...
2 words, Sitting Bull. Y'all heard of Sitting Bull? Why do you think people tell you to watch what you say around your family and your friends and people who you don't be trusted? Y'all think it's like just some random person coming to take you out? Or it's always going to be random? No, it's going to be people closest to you, which is why you got to move silent and keep a lot of conversations between you and God. Why Sitting Bull? Y'all ain't heard of that? Indian chief, Sitting Bull, Crazy Horse? Y'all, 2 different Indian chiefs? Y'all ain't heard of that? Who y'all thought took them out? The white people, huh? Indians. Their own people took them out. Y'all know that? Indians took their own people out. Chiefs talking too much, talking on a level they don't understand, will take you out. Am I telling you everyone's going to take you out? Am I telling you to use your discernment around everyone and everything that you talk about?
A man's enemies is his own household, his own kin. Yeshua could do no miracles in Nazareth among his own people, right? Yeah, it's the reason for all of this.
She spoke this shit into existence. Hold on. When was Halo? Oh my. Oh my God. Oh my God. It was all a part of a master fucking plan. It was all a part of a master plan. Hallie. Oh my fucking God.
Even more, just talk about what you're excited about seeing him get on the stage tonight.
He's great. We love Diddy. We're so proud of him. All the time. You know, we have keys to each other's places.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Is that good? Do you go into her place when she's not home?
Yeah.
Oh, you
all
do?
All the time. You know, I steal clothes to sign us, and then we were just catapulted into this really awesome, endearing mentorship and, you know, just her guiding us along the way.
When did y'all first meet her?
Oh, wow. Well, when we first met her, I was 4, and we acted too.
What? You were 4 and you were 2?
Yep, and it was in the Fighting Temptations. I played the younger version of...
We'll come back.
Not long ago, Unite the People was approached by a gentleman named Bradley James. Mr. James informed us he was working as the bodyguard and driver for Miss Kelsey Harris during Mr. Peterson's trial. As such, he was in close proximity and he had privy to conversations she was having with her husband and others. Mr. James informed us he was not under a non-disclosure agreement or a confidentiality agreement and was free to speak with Unite the People, and that he was doing it because his conscience would not let him not speak and leave a man in prison for something he did not do. Mr. James informed Unite the People that he was a witness to the conversation Miss Harris had, where she stated she had the gun, she fired it 3 times, Mr. Peterson grabbed her arm and knocked it down, and the gun fired 2 more times. In essence, Mr. Peterson never shot anybody. never even touched that gun, never fired the gun. This statement aligns with the statement of the only non-party witness to the case, Mr. Sean Kelly, who at trial testified he saw two women fighting, two men break up the fight, one man grabbed the other one's arm. Gunshots came from the passenger side. Passenger side is where Miss Harris was sitting.
So you want to mine Bitcoin? Well, you've come to the right place. The first thing you need to do is go to market.
Passenger side is where Miss Harris was sitting. This further iterates that Mr. Peterson did not shoot Miss Pete, did not shoot at Miss Pete, or did not assault Miss Pete. It's just another irregularity in a list of irregularities in this case. For example, there were 3 potential suspects in the car that night, and yet the only DNA sample was taken of Mr. Peterson.
Tory Lanez.
Even though unknown DNA was found on the gun. Why wasn't Miss Harris's DNA taken? Or was it taken and the information simply never given to the defense? Why wasn't the driver of the car, Mr. Jaquan Smith's DNA taken? Or was it taken and again, simply not given to the defense? Don't know. It should have been taken. It is Unite the People's understanding, regular LAPD practice at a crime scene like that, anybody who's there, the DNA is taken. Another irregularity. Why, at Ms. Harris's police interview, was a non-lawyer, non-family member, record company executive allowed to participate? A highly irregular situation. Normally, we see cases, strangers are not allowed in these things, but it was in this case. All of these things point to the highly irregular nature of his trial and his conviction. It is our contention that he was wrongly convicted. And while we at first were willing to let the process play out, it is our contention now that if he is not pardoned or released promptly, he may never come out. And that would be the ultimate injustice, is that he gets killed in prison for something he did not do. At this time, I'd like to bring up Mr.
Thank you for coming today. My name is Gianno Caldwell. That is spelled G-I-A-O, Caldwell, C-A-L-D-W-E-L-L. I am the founder of the Caldwell Institute. I am also a member of the press for almost a decade now. In the legal analysis, I've come to the conclusion that Tory Lanez was railroaded by the former district attorney, George Gascon. He was also wrongly convicted. I believe if Jesus Christ was Tory Lanez's attorney, George Gascon would do whatever in his power to ensure that Tory Lanez lost that case. Issues, among other issues, that I was compelled to write an opinion piece for the New York Post. It is true that last week, the New York Post editors reached out to 3 parties, one being George Gascon, Megan Pete's team, and Kelsey Harris. It is also true that Megan's team was the only ones that responded back for that request for comment. I also, in my op-ed, discussed Kelsey Harris pleading the 5th Amendment. She wasn't accused of anything by Megan Pete or the police, and to my knowledge, she wasn't under any investigation. So why plead the 5th? What also shocked me is the prosecution gave her immunity. For what? What did she do? Is there an allegation of her doing something? I'm not aware of that. Maybe some of you can answer that question today. During the time of trial, George Gascon, just to take you back to where we were at that particular point, he had just barely won a recall attempt. He lost support in many key demographics of voters. Crime was up in Los Angeles County. And this case would have been a silver bullet for him potentially winning. His policies obviously were bad and people were harmed. So that didn't happen, and thank God it didn't happen.
Yo, it's Big Ed, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man.
See?
Her when I was like 4.
Oh, wow.
And
Even more, just talk about.
I could only speak for myself. I don't believe in coincidences. The Bailey sisters have had ties with the Rock Nation family for a long time. They was kids in this picture. I find it real interesting that the same week that the Diddy trial started, Halle Bailey comes out with this. She could have filed for a restraining order as soon as it happened. DDG receives an Ace of Spades bottle, which is a partner in company of Jay-Z. And shortly after that happens. But wait, there's more to the story. Chris Brown put Free Tory on his story, and not even a day after he gets arrested by police of something that happened 2 years ago. And now they're filing for investigation. What a lot of people don't know about Chris Brown is that he sent Tory Lanez $250,000 when he first went to jail for the commissary. He probably felt like it was his due diligence after what happened with him and Rihanna, which she is also a part of Rock Nation. And you see that Ace of Spades bottle again. Now the bodyguard is claiming that they couldn't live with themselves, knowing the truth. And the bodyguard said Meg lied about the whole thing, went to court and swore on the oath as well. So I think the real question is, when is it time to investigate Rock Nation? I want you to realize something very clearly. This all happened in the same week that the Diddy trial started. They're throwing curveballs right now and expecting us not to catch them. But yeah, I don't believe in coincidences. You can miss me with that shit.
Look, listen closely. I need y'all to stick with me. I have a theory. Meg Thee Stallion, Rock Nation. Halle Bailey, also Rock Nation. Meg Thee Stallion had relations with Tory Lanez until it went south. Then she did what? She took him to court, she ruined his career, and let him rot in prison. DDG had relations with Halle until it went south. And then she did what? Took him to court, ruined his career. And honestly, the next step is letting him rot in prison. Now the connection through all of this, there's one common theme, and that is Rock Nation. So first things first, DDG, steer clear. You saw what just happened to Tory Lanez. It's best that you bow out of this publicity war. You are not going to win. Secondly, was Rock Nation behind the poking of Tory Lanez in prison just the other day ago? Who knows? But here's what I do know. The way this article read, the way TMZ posted it, the way the blogs are picking this up, and the way that it came out, has Rock Nation's MO all over it. If we saw what happened with Meg Thee Stallion, DDG, study it, and make sure you don't make the same mistake as Tory Lanez. Look, listen closely.
50 Cent just spoke out about Chris Brown being locked weird because it's gonna fuck up the whole tour, right? And he said that they knew about this case for 2 years. What the fuck going on? And he knows something. Y'all know he been in the game for a minute. But the fact that he just spoke out and he said that everything about this is weird and he knows that Rock Nation is behind it. And I'm trying to figure out, like, is this all because he said Free Tory? Like, it can't just be because of that. But y'all know they've been trying to mess with Chris Brown. Like, they've been trying to egg him on. And I'm not saying that he's not no woman beater. I'm not saying that. But what I can say is that the same situation with Holly and DDG is not the same as his. Jaguar Wright tried to say that his situation, Chris Brown's situation, and Rihanna's situation is exactly the same. But baby, it been multiple women that spoke out about Chris Brown beating on him. Okay? Multiple women have not said this about DDG. Only one, okay? So it's not the same. But what's going on with Chris Brown, I don't know. So 50 Cent.
And Haley is signed to the baby, which means she's signed to the Jigga Man. Her baby daddy, didn't nobody know that she was pregnant until right before the end. And then it was all wonderful and it was great. And then all of a sudden, he's not treating her right. Whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. Are we sure that's real? Because she got a restraining order against him. He said that he was defending himself from her, just like Chris Brown was defending himself from Rihanna in that car. She said she had a chick too. But then again, it was also noted that that chick was too, it was working before this accident.
Yeah.
So they were just going back and we just snatching up everything that happened and throwing it in there. That's what we do. That boy needs to be released from jail before something happens to him. And now I'm sitting here looking at DDG. You know, everybody that says no to the Jigga Man always seems to end up in some kind of bad situation. I know I said no to him. lot of people that say no to the Jigga Man seem to end up either with a bad case or just no face, no case. Further than that, why is Chris Brown in jail right now?
Oh yeah, come on.
In London.
Correct. I mean, what he did hit somebody in the head with a bottle. I mean,
are we sure that actually happened?
Hey.
Are we sure that he was left with no choice? I'll never forget, not long after that whole foolishness between him and Rihanna, and he went to do what was it, Good Morning America, to do a performance, and they gaslit him so bad in that green room, and he freaked out on their asses, and he should have, for what they were trying to do to him. And then they made sure that was cut.
Yo, look how you read the you know when somebody reads something, and like don't change your face expression, just read it like everything normal. Bro had to look back, close it and look back who this is from. And you know it's from Jay-Z, bro. He got an ace of spade. Who else gonna give somebody an ace of spade bottle, bro? The ace of spade, bro. No, you better not drink that shit. I ain't drinking nothing. I ain't gonna lie. Come on. I ain't gonna lie. If I get a gift from a celebrity, I'm not drinking that shit, bro. Especially during beef, like, come on. Bro made a song with, and he made a song with Tory Lanez. And if you listen to the lyrics, yo,
you bringing upstairs at the end?
all this shit is set up, bro.
Wait, hold on, wait. One more thing. Let me see outside again.
Look.
We got him.
See, that's what I'm saying. It's over with. Chad, that's how they fucking get you, using your fucking family, bro. Bro, what the fuck?
Wait, hold on, wait.
Not Chris Brown just got locked up because Rock Nation seen that he said free Tory. He posted that literally an hour ago and then got locked up. That's not a coincidence. And y'all know Tory just got set up in prison and stabbed like 47 times. And now his family is at the courthouse literally trying to tell the judge what's going on. And the whole time the dang Rock Nation and their lawyers is trying to avoid them. On top of that, you got Holly over here suing DDG and trying to get a restraining order on DDG because Rock Nation can't sign DDG. They want to sign him, and DDG said he's not signing over his life. He's not signing over his soul. Literally, he told y'all that. And then on top of that, Deshae is hiding out in a dang hotel because he's scared because of what he said about Holly being a part of the Illuminati. Rock Nation, I don't know what's going on, but ever since that Diddy case came out and stuff is getting revealed more and more, I don't know if y'all know this. Not Chris.
You recognize that what they are expressing is hatred for some part of themselves. Do you understand? Mm-hmm. It's just that they're in denial about it. Remember that a person who is in denial is also in denial that they're in denial. Yes?
Yeah.
Therefore, they may have been brought up to believe that they are not worthy, unloved, undeserving. They may actually feel that they are in judgment of themselves, but they are afraid to look at that because they are afraid that if they do look at that, it will turn out to be true, that they're unworthy. So that they will do everything to avoid looking at that within themselves, and that means they have to look outside themselves and project what they don't like about themselves onto others as convenient scapegoats. You follow?
Yes.
So if you understand that those people who hate others are in a sense in pain from hating themselves so much, you can have the compassion to help them start to find a way to look at themselves and heal themselves by understanding there are ways to validate themselves so they do not have to judge themselves negatively and therefore would have no reason to judge others in that way. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Is that?
They couldn't kill him in battle. They couldn't break.
That wraps it up. Those closest to you will be your downfall. Can't trust them. Not in a physical sense, but when it comes to the spiritual. That's why I say run your own soul, though you have a soulmate, or let others in your soul through love, but run your soul with salvation, trembling, fear. Then you can come back and project love instead of judgment, which your Bible, in words of red, do not point measures upon one another. That is not how I taught you. Yeah? All four Gospels. Braka. Always and forever. Ruach Yasu Ashai. You say Holy Spirit.